The world of Mario is filled with all kinds of weird characters, and there's one that literally came out of nowhere. Bowser Jr., the secondary antagonist of the Mario series and the only child of Bowser and apparent heir of the Dark Land. Now this little guy came out of nowhere, but he still has an interesting story filled with secrets. So today we're going to take a look at how this little guy changed throughout the Mario series in terms of design, gameplay, story, and use. Bowser Jr. debuted in Super Mario Sunshine. In it, Bowser Jr. uses a magic paintbrush invented by Professor Egat and a special handkerchief to transform into a translucent blue doppelganger of Mario, Shadow Mario, who vandalizes Isle Delfino, tricking the native people into believing that Mario himself is to blame. Now, in terms of story, they had to come up with something in order to introduce this new character to the series. They introduced him in a way so that people would have some sort of connection to him. Well, they started out by leaving it a mystery. After this, they would slowly build up to the reveal of Shadow Mario, who turned out to be Bowser's son. This was the perfect way to introduce this character, since we had seen other children of Bowser in earlier games. I'm talking about the Koopalings. Now, the Koopalings are adopted children. Nintendo confirmed this a long time ago, and a lot of people were actually quite sad about this. So introducing an actual related child of Bowser would fit perfectly, and further expand on the Koopa Kingdom villains. But there's one problem. Who's the mother? Well, Nintendo actually used this as a plot point for the first game where we see Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. kidnaps Princess Peach, because Bowser, his father, said that she was his mother. Which turned out to be a lie, leaving a huge question for the fans. Nintendo didn't say who the mother really was, sparking a debate in the Mario community about who the mother could be, making Bowser Jr. a more talked about character and more interesting, which worked out great for introducing him in the series. At the end of Super Mario Sunshine, he says the following:
"Someday, when I'm bigger, I wanna fight that Mario again."
Bowser, seeing so much of himself in his son, smiles. Together the two plot their next plan to defeat Mario and capture Princess Peach, after relaxing for a certain amount of time. So they even left an open ending implying that Bowser Jr. would make a return. In terms of personality, he's a lot like his father, and also idolizes his father and strives to be like him. As the heir to the throne, Bowser Jr. is a naturally high-ranking member of the Koopa Troop, being some sort of general of the Koopa Troop and leader of the Koopalings. He can be summed up as a bold, energetic troublemaker of only 4 years old. Now, Bowser Jr. returned in 2006 in New Super Mario Bros. Bowser and Bowser Jr. are the main antagonists. While Bowser's forces occupy various regions, Bowser Jr. retrieves Peach. To do this, he summons a lightning cloud to set fire to Princess Peach's castle, causing Mario to go investigate, and thus leaving Peach all by herself. As a result, the young Koopa sneaks in and captures the princess. So this is the first game where we battle the real Bowser Jr. and not Shadow Mario. Bowser Jr. acts a lot like Boom Boom from Super Mario Bros. 3, as he is the sole mid-boss of the game's various worlds. Like Boom Boom, Bowser Jr. can be defeated with 3 jumps to the head. Now Bowser Jr. is used as the boss for every tower, so they created different attack patterns for him so that he wouldn't get boring to fight after a while. If his bandana is hanging loose, Bowser Jr. jumps and charges at Mario, occasionally jumping high in the air and can be defeated by simple jump attacks. So this is the fast and simple version of Bowser Jr., and we see this one in the first couple of worlds in the game. This version is probably used to introduce people to the game and get into it. If he wears the bandana over his mouth, Bowser Jr. throws Koopa shells at Mario and ducks into his shell whenever Mario comes near, preventing jump attacks from working. In this form, Mario has to hit Bowser Jr. with a Koopa shell before he can be jumped on. So they made a very easy version of the fight in the beginning and a more difficult one later on in the game, so that people got time to practice and get used to the game's mechanics. Now, there was also something else that happened in this game that was very interesting. At some point in the game, King Koopa falls into a pit of lava. As such, Bowser in a sense perishes and becomes a dry bones-like monster called Dry Bowser. Bowser Jr. eventually revives his father by throwing him into a pot filled with some form of magic potion, restoring the King Koopa to his former self. However, Bowser is larger than before and more powerful. Could it be that Bowser Jr. made this potion himself? Kamek isn't seen in this game, so it could be possible. And if this is true, then Bowser Jr. has more magical skills than we all thought. Well, he did summon a cloud at the beginning of the game, so he certainly has magical powers. But in the end, Mario wins, and we see Bowser Jr. again in Super Mario Galaxy. Now, in this game, not a lot changed. The only thing that was added is the fact that he has his own airship. He uses this to fight Mario, and this makes for an interesting and fun boss fight. And in other games, we also see him use the Koopa Clown Car, but yet again, nothing really new. He also appears in New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Super Mario Galaxy 2, but nothing changed about him. But what did started to happen is that Bowser Jr. started to appear in spin-off games. Now, many fan-favorite Nintendo characters are put into spin-off games to increase their fame and popularity. Just look at games like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. And Mario Party. And apparently Bowser Jr. was popular enough to be put in a lot of spin-off games. Yet again, we see him alongside his father in a lot of these games. For example, Mario Kart Double Dash. He and his father have become a real team, in the main series games, as well as the spin-off games. The Mario series also started to expand at one point, including different kinds of games with classic Mario characters. Now, don't think about games like Mario Kart, because that's not what I mean. I'm talking about the Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi series. These games had a completely different combat system than the Super Mario games. They made use of the turn-based combat system. Bowser Jr. got a paper form, which you see in Paper Mario games, and got different turn-based attacks. Besides this, these games heavily focused on the story, so Bowser Jr.'s personality started to develop in a lot of these games and other spin-off games. For example, he seems fascinated by big, dangerous machines such as robots and mechanized vehicles, which he often uses to fight Mario. We also saw this in a couple of main series games, like Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Sunshine. Or the fact that he's quite fearless when attacking his father's enemies. In particular, he seems to have little to no fear of heights, as he himself states in Mario & Luigi Paper Jam, and enjoys doing dangerous stunts on his airborne vehicles like standing on the edge. So Bowser Jr. changed a lot throughout the Mario games, and mostly grew in terms of personality, and so he became the one and only Son of Bowser. Alright everybody, this will replace Friday's stream, and I will also be coming to Comic-Con London on 29th and 30th of October. So if you're there, then we can hang out. Just follow me on social media to see where I am and when we start streaming. Where am I? What? Oh, this is the outro screen. Well, this is breaking the fourth wall, isn't it? Alright, I guess I have to say that you need to click that video and subscribe? Yeah? Yeah, alright, I did that. And what now? Can I get out of here? Help?